Previously in Birmingham, I drove a 130 metre Joss crane with a hydraulic jib and really nice motor sound. So I went back to have another go on this crane and the crane has gone. And instead, on top of the building site, which is now topped out, on top of the building, there's now a new crane sitting on top of the building itself, meaning that the Joss crane must have been used to construct this new crane on top of the building. Then the Joss crane was deconstructed. And the new crane is actually a different model of crane. It is a SAEZ SL240. This one is different to the Joss, which was a hydraulic jib, as this one has a winding drum jib. So it's a completely different type of crane. So let's go up inside the building and we walk up right to the top floor, which is the 34th floor. And we go out onto the roof. And here we are up at the roof. Let's take a look at the new crane, which is sitting on top of the building. Let's take a look at how this crane has been attached to the building. So roof of the building, here's your crane. Your crane is sitting on the roof, look at, and this here's the structure the crane's sitting on. Look at that, huge structure that ties it onto the building. So you've got this massive beam. Wow, imagine if you had a lift chassis that big. That'd be a really good lift chassis if it was. And it sits on that, and that's your crane sitting on the roof of the building. I've no idea how they're going to get this taken off the building, because I'm sure this is too tall for a road crane. Road cranes go up to about 100 metres. So they're probably going to construct this there, a mini crane. That mini crane will then take this one down in pieces, and then they'll take this one down the climbing lift to get it off probably. So we now climb up the crane, up to the axes. And now go up to the crane itself, and we can see that this crane is a traditional winding drum jib crane. So it has two winding drums, one for the hook and one for the jib. I personally prefer the Joss actually, because I find the hydraulic ones make a better sound. Anyway, let's now go into the crane cab and let's now drive it. There's your axis. So this control has hook that way, auxiliary that way, that one, rotation that way, and jib that way. And that's pretty much your crane. There is a kettle, but sadly there's no piss bottles. Oh, no drink of apple juice today. Let's start off by driving the hook. Wow, wind is picking up. And now let's rotate the crane. So this is how we say good morning Birmingham in style. Rotating time. You'll return it all the way round to BT Tower.
That'd be a sick view. Imagine getting a picture of them.
Say when, now?
Keep going.
Keep going?
Yeah, there she is.
Keep going?
That's it off. There she is. BT Tower. That's a nice shot from your angle, the Bull Ring building.
And now let's drive the jib. put on the crane, we've got axes, 2 motors on the axes, motor here, that's for your hook, a motor here for your jib, and in the cabinet it's also got your VF drive here. Actually, I've done this model recently, same model. The only difference is this time, rather than being on a tower, is on top of a building. Oh, look at disc brake. That's a fucking disc brake. I've not seen one like that on a crane before. Oh, interesting. Big fucking winding drum there. This crane actually feels quite safe, to be honest, compared with some of the cranes I've done. Okay, let's go up that counter jib. And now let's climb up the counter jib. Spinny! Can't believe we're about to do those little cranes. Look how small those are. So then, when filming this video, I actually went up the crane just for sunrise. Now I'm showing you the clips here in the most interesting order, so I'm starting off with driving it in the daytime. But if I go back in time to when I first got to this crane when it was still dark, let's take a look around this crane at night. And now let's take a look at the user interface for the crane driver. Operator menu.
Have you ever been up a crane driving and someone was waiting at the bottom shouting?
Yeah, has happened.
What?
Administrator menu. Oh, I haven't locked it. Bells. Database. What the fuck is that? Wind speed. Bluffing. It's been quite windy, but we've got 38 mile an hour and it's currently 24 mile an hour.
Is that the view from the car? Is that currently the view?
No, that's a view earlier if it's frozen. I don't.
What's it frozen like that?
They always are. It must be a way to switch it into live mode to get a live view, but I don't know how you do that. It's always. Oh, I switched it off. Switch back on again. Switch back on again. Let's see. It's gone blue. How do I set to live view? And no, same to that. That's not live. That's the view last night. So that's not live. So let's now climb down this crane and let's take a look at the lifts in this building. These lifts are currently being installed and they are some Schindler 5500 lifts. doors are locked. That door's not even locked. Good idea.